Morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about criminal cases, what steps to follow. So, in most cases, you would find that a police will have a docket, meaning somebody has complained and a case number has been given to the complainant, and the police then will proceed to come to your premises or to your workplace, or sometimes the offense was committed at work and you were at work. They would come and arrest you from there, or you had gone to the shops and you then decided to take stuff which does not belong to you, which you have not been given permission, and then you get arrested there and there. But in most cases, if it's a shoplifting matter case, what is going to happen is that the security will be the one doing the arrest. They will keep you in one of the rooms wherever you are, and thereafter the police will be called, and then you'll be taken to the police station, which is within the jurisdiction of where the offense was committed. Now, what happens is that they take you to the police station. When you get to the police station, they lock you in. They've got police cells. So what you need to understand is that when you do get arrested, you still have option. It depends on the offense. An offense could be not a serious offense, a minor offense. Then you can get a police bail. Then again, it can happen that your offense, it needs a prosecutor. Then a prosecutor will be called in. But what you need to understand, that can only happen when you've been charged. Before then, unfortunately, you'll stay there in the court, not the court, the police station cells. But what you need to understand that the police have got 48 hours to actually charge you. They can keep you for that long without charging you while they're still trying to investigate. However, you can get that police bail. You can, when you're already being charged, you get the police bail, you get the prosecutor granting you bail. Then if you've got previous conviction, because with a previous conviction, it's very difficult that you get a police bail, or a prosecutor can deal with it in the police station. So what is going to happen? It means then you will appear in court. It depends when you have been arrested. If you are arrested during the week, then if you are arrested, let's say today, then the following day you'll appear in court. If you are arrested around weekend, let's say on a Friday, then they'll keep you until Monday, where you will appear before a magistrate. So what happens is that after you've been charged, those are the things that are going to be looked at. When you get to court on a Monday, then that is when your matter would be called. But in most cases, if you are a first offender and it's your first court appearance, it doesn't mean it would be called that your matter will come immediately. Actually, sometimes you would wait. They would deal with old matters, and then yours would be called later. And remember, you're not the only one. Normally, you'll see the truck with a lot of people that have been arrested. So some of the magistrates' court, they've got different ways of dealing with the first appearances. Some, they would have a court assigned for first appearances. Then that means the first appearances matters may be dealt with immediately. But in other matters, you would find that they start with the old ones, postponements, whatever that took place, and thereafter the first appearances will be called. Then what happens is that in other, when you don't have a legal representative, as an accused person, that's how you are called when you appear in court. As an accused person, then what is going to happen? They are going to ask you whether you have an attorney, would you want to get an attorney. Then legal aid would actually be assigned to you. There's a form that you sign in court. It depends on the offense. At the same time, sometimes you can be released on warning on the very same day when you appear before a magistrate court. But what you need to understand, the magistrate mostly doesn't have much power when it comes to bail, because it is between yourself and the prosecutor and the investigating officer. The investigating officers, when they are happy with you or they feel like it's not necessary for you to be refused bail, they would actually state in the docket that you may be released on bail. When they feel you are a threat, you might interfere with witnesses, then they might, again, the investigating officer would then say you are high risk, you might intimidate witnesses, therefore it's best to be kept in custody. So mostly the investigating officer would be the one directing whether he should be released on bail or not. However, it does happen sometimes that a presiding officer, it depends what the offense you've committed, and at the same time looking at the community, how you might find that, let's say it was a rape matter and you are it was a minor child, they will all come out and show that if you go out, they are going to deal with you. Then the magistrate will then not grant you bail based on the fact that they are trying to protect you. Sometimes people don't understand. At the same time, the magistrate will have to protect you if your life is at risk, where there might be mob justice attacking you. So if you've got an attorney, then the attorney would address the court and make sure that you have a residential area where somebody can confirm that they know you and you reside at that particular place. Because what happens is that then the police will have to go, in most cases before it comes to court, it will have to go. They'll have to go and find out whether the address that is written there is actually a correct address, and the people in that particular residence, they know you. Sometimes, unfortunately, when you request bail, then it will be postponed for 7 days to give the police to go and find the address. Without a residential address, unfortunately, bail will not be granted to you. That you should know. So make sure that you have an address that will be confirmed. At the same time, if it was a domestic violence matter, because it still appears in the criminal court, especially where there was assault, you cannot give them the same address where the complainant is residing. You will then have to get another address whereby the other person should confirm knowing you and agree that you can stay with them. If you don't have anyone confirming the address or agreeing that you can stay with them, unfortunately, bail will not be granted. So this is just information on what happens when you get arrested. At the same time, because of when you get arrested, you get nervous. Sometimes you want to spill the beans, you want to tell them what actually transpired. Please don't do that without an attorney. Just try to get an attorney and make sure that then you can give the attorney the statement. But that happens after bail proceedings. Unless bail has been refused, then they will come to where you are kept. Normally, when bail is refused, then you are not going to go to the police cell, then they are going to transfer you to an actual prison. Well, I don't know whether you are mixed there, but I do believe that they put you in different sections. So I remember there's one of a matter that at the time I was a presiding officer, and this man was brought in the chambers, and the guy, at the time I did not know what was the crime or what was the offense. However, he was brought by a policeman, and this man said no, he wanted to confess. He was a young man, and remember, I'm an attorney at the same time, and now I'm sitting there as a magistrate, and I asked him, do you really want to confess? And he said yes, he wants to confess. I said, okay, fine. Did you do it voluntarily? Yes, I'm doing it voluntarily. Oh, okay, fine. When now I was starting to ask questions, because there's a form that we actually given, then I realized, this man, the offense that is committed is very, very serious. And I was like, are you sure, sir, you want to proceed with this confession without an attorney? No, yes, ma'am, I want to proceed. Oh, okay. And there was an interpreter at the same time. So then we completed the confession, and he said he did it voluntarily, and he said he wanted to proceed. So one day, now I'm an attorney. I was attending a matter in Johannesburg. I come back, I get a call, and I'm told, ma'am, we need you to come as a witness because you are a magistrate that actually took a confession. I was like, my God, which one is that one now? And it was held in Delmas. So really it was postponed for me to be in that court. I went there, and then here is this boy, here is this young man. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, and I remember when I was taking the confession, I wanted him to get an attorney. He wanted to confess. Now he's got an attorney. Now he's saying no, he wants to change the whole story. So that is why I'm saying, preferably, people never confess. Even you are under shock, never confess. Even you are nervous, never confess. The only thing that you need to do is wait for an attorney. Get legal aid. If you cannot afford an attorney, get a private attorney. If you can afford an attorney. But you need to understand that if you get an attorney who is costly, because I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of people start with going to these expensive attorneys or advocates, and at a later stage they run out of funds. Then they go to legal aid. And going to a costly attorney doesn't mean the matter will be dealt differently, and you will get justice immediately. Criminal matters get postponed many a times before a trial takes place. So you need to be careful. Never rush to a costly attorney. Rather go to the small firms where they don't charge that much, so that your money, at least the funds that you have, you don't run out of funds. I hope whatever that I've discussed today, it will help a lot of people. Thank you very much. Love you. Bye.